So we are live on Instagram. We are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. And so whilst we give people a couple minutes to join us, we're going to have a little boogie. Enjoy this while we make sure we're all set up. Are you going to sing for us, Verna? I'm not. No one needs to hear that.
No, no one needs to hear my voice in that tone anyway. I'll shake my booty. They will see
Shake your
that.
booty. Shake your
Yeah.
little booty. Helen is with us. Hello, lovely ladies. Both looking good today. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Enjoy the song with us while we give people a minute or two to join. I love the lyrics to this.
It is. It's very good.
Don't need money.
Don't need money.
I
Don't
got
need money
props.
to love.
Don't need money. Literally just threw my card across the room. Won't be able to find it later on. Never mind. It might just save your life. That's the power of love. Oh, we're going to be getting into it today. We're so going to be getting into it today. Thank you, everybody who's joining us. We got people on various platforms. I just love this tune. Any Back to the Future fans? This is where that song came from for me. It's amazing. All right.
Those were the days of the discotheque.
Oh, I miss it. I miss it. Jimmy is with us. Jimmy, good morning, Jimmy. We're just having a good old boogie to this wonderful song. I hope you can hear it. It might just change your life, Jimmy. Might just change your life.
Power
The
of
power
love.
of love. All right, we've given it a couple minutes. I could just go on listening to the song over and over on repeat for the rest of my life because that is what I do. But I'm going to just tone it down. Okay, right, let's do this. Let's do this.
Don't forget to turn it
Let's
on.
wind that down. I hope you got to enjoy at least a minute of that with us. Good morning, everybody. And give me 1 second to get a little bit set up. So if you are with us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are, please do give us a little shout to let us know that you are there. And I'm going to start with an introduction, which is what I usually forget because I'm so busy in my own little crazy world and I get talking and I think, hang on, I didn't introduce my amazing guest, but I'm going to let my amazing guest introduce herself. So, Verna, do you want to give a quick intro to who you are?
Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Verna Haywood, the unstoppable, resilient, original Spice Girl.
I just feel so much fire from you, man. Every time we talk, I'm like, I'm buzzing. Sorry, carry
Oh,
on.
gosh. I'm a holistic therapist, mentor, and coach, and I'm the founder of La Vie Refresh and La Vie Health and Wellness. I advise women who have decided to leave their abusive relationship or marriage to restore, educate, nurture, and empower women to take their power back. Why am I doing that? Because I have been there. I know what it feels like, and I know what it is to not own your power and not be able to have a voice, whether it's in the workplace or wherever it is. And women need to own their power. Not that men don't get abused as well, but it's 10 times more if they are women. So I'm here to help them use the three things that I have used to help me take my power back: reflect, revitalize, and renew. And it all has to do with the power of love.
I
So
love
here
it.
I am, unstoppable resilience, Verna Haywood.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Verna. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Pinky Jangra. I am an explorer of consciousness and life. And why are we here? And why do we do what we do? I'm a resilience trainer helping teams and organizations to build their resilience and get through their challenges. And that's me, really. There's loads of other bits, but let's just leave it there. And let's kick off our conversation today. So make sure that you are joining in. So wherever you are watching us, do make sure that you're commenting and sharing your thoughts because we want to hear from you as well. Verna and I'm sure we could talk for hours about this, but absolutely, I would like to hear from everybody out there what you would like to contribute to this very, very important conversation. And this conversation is about the power of love. I'm also just noticing I feel like I look like an air hostess. So if you want a tea or coffee, just let me know and I'll get that for you. So I thought it looked good, and I'm like, all right, never mind. Still kind of like it though.
Well,
But
you are in service, so
I
you have to live the
am.
part. You have to
I
live the
have.
part. So,
I do. I do. All right. Hey, so we got a question first and foremost. In the comments, let us know what your answer to this question is. And Verna, I'm going to ask you to start off with this. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Is that another song? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. We've had so many songs coming to us that say, "What is love?" And then there's all these different. Sorry. But if you think of any relevant songs, do share. But Verna, to you, what is love? Do share with us.
what is love? I remember listening to Tina Turner, when you're going through your pain. And she sang that song, what love got to do with it? And I was thinking, yeah, really, what love got to do with it? But then as I grew up, I understand love has everything to do with it. Love is an important is the main ingredient. If you think about your cooking and you have that one main ingredient to make that food tasty, to
Mm,
make you want to eat more and more and more, that's love, the power of love. Love conquers everything. To me, love move mountains.
mm,
Love move mountains. Love bring people together. Love does not hate. Love embraces. Love forgives.
mm,
Love have understanding. Love, it does not hold on to grudges. It is such a powerful thing. So to me,
mm,
we all should have love, regardless of there are different types of love. And I suppose people need to understand that. And it needs to have to have love in every area of your life. Every area. You cannot live without this ingredient. Having hate does not do anything.
mm,
Not forgiving just make you miserable. And I prefer to have fun. I prefer to live a life of wholeness. I prefer to have in my heart, in my soul, I want to feel that there is nothing there but love. So I can
mm,
look in there and I can say, when you have your home and you want to say it clutters, it has so much things in it that you could feel that heaviness in it, is the same thing. When you have all that bitterness and hate and everything in your soul, it
mm.
just hinders you, it just stops you from moving forward. So for me, that needs decluttering. Just take all the rubbish out. And as you take all the rubbish out,
Oh,
so for me, that's the power of love. And I
I
can go on
love
and
it.
on and on.
Oh, absolutely. You said so many things there that really touched me and I resonate with, and there's so many parts of that. I'm just going to go into, and I'm going to ask my heart because there's no point asking your head what is love because love does not reside in the head.
Yeah.
So you want to ask your own heart, your own soul. To me, the heart and soul and love is all one thing. It's the purity of all of that. What is love? Love is vulnerability. Love is the ability to see another, but not see their body, their mind, their whatever. Look into their eyes and see their soul. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul. Look into their
Yeah.
heart, see their truth, their pains, their love, their joys, everything about them. See beyond the physical. So love to me is to see another, but also to see all aspects of yourself in that way. We talk about self love and often for me, I know I reject a lot of parts of myself that I don't like, that aren't good enough, that are failures. So there's definitely a journey towards wholeness and self acceptance and integration. You mentioned the word wholeness there, Verna, which I really resonate with. Love is wholeness. Everything is okay in love. There's no judgment. When you're loving, you don't judge. You accept fully what is there and you embrace it wholly, which I believe is what I call God does, universe, consciousness, whatever. So to me, those things are also synonymous. And I think love is also the like you say, it moves mountains. It's the magnetic force that creates. Love is a source of creation, creativity, ideas, innovation. When you say you love something, when you love to do something, it's the force that moves us into action that then creates the world we live in. If we don't have love, we will have nothing. Nothing will be created. So for me, there's definitely something about it being the force of creation as well. And like you, Verna, I could go on for days talking about what is love. For me, it's between us, it's in our hearts, it's all cute and lovely, but it's also powerful. Do you know what I think about when I think about love as well? Is a mother protecting a child. Because when people think love is fluffy and weak, think about a mother protecting her child. Oh, she's fierce.
Oh
She is
yeah,
fierce. That's love. Love
yeah,
is
it
fierce.
is.
Love is
Yeah.
powerful. It's not a weak.
No, it's not. It's not a weak thing at all. And that's why we have the different types of love, different types of love. Um, because you have to love in different ways. You have the eros love, and that love is the romantic. When we're talking about this, is where you're giving yourself wholly and solely to that one person you love. So is
Yeah.
that act romantic love when you see lovers go out and they, maybe get a rose? I'm still romantic. I'm a romantic person, but I just don't
Yeah.
show it. You still want to have that rose and that, that uniqueness when you go out. And
Mm,
when you have that romantic love, that is a deeper love. That is a love of connecting. You're bringing two people together. And they're not withholding themselves, they're giving themselves to one another. So that's one type of love. Then you have the social love, which is the love that refers between, you just talked about the love of a mother. That's a love
mm,
between family, between your brothers, your sisters, your mom, your dad. You have that love. And sometimes that love break down because of one thing or the other, but that love is there. It doesn't matter what happened, that love is there. You just have to tap into it. Then you
mm,
have your filial love, and that love is the love where you have that brotherly love where you something happened to someone, that is emotion, you're bringing out that emotion. So something happened to you, and
mm,
I feel that emotion start coming up in me, that I want to be there for you.
mhm,
Like someone passed away, you feel that emotion. Oh my word, oh no, why did that happen? And you want to be there. That emotional love just comes up within you. And then you have the agape love. The
mhm,
agape love is a love where, Jesus went to the cross and he died for us. So forgive me, guys, if you don't, I know this is my belief. You might have something else. You might believe in something else, the universe, whatever. We
mm,
beg to differ, but we all have our own way and we all have got to agree. So this is where he went to the cross and he died for us. He shed his blood for us. That was the ultimate love, the
mm.
unconditional love. It doesn't matter what happens. He loved us. He
Yeah.
loved us. We might want to condemn ourselves. Like you said a while ago, you felt at times you were not good enough. And that is because people told us we were not good enough. People told
Yeah.
us we couldn't aspire to be something. So people told us, why are you dreaming? What are you dreaming of? You can't do this, you won't do that. And it stays there in our
Yeah.
subconscious, it stays there. But we have got to break that.
Yep.
Love encompasses everything. We
Yep.
could love each other unconditionally. Doesn't matter what
Mm,
happened. We could
mhm,
still love each other. Somebody could have done something to us, and we think, you know what, I don't want to have anything to do with you. Yes, there are times when we have to remove ourselves from certain people because they're a danger to us, they're a harm to us. We have to do that. But that
yep.
doesn't mean we don't love them.
No,
We just have to keep
that's
our
a
distance.
yeah, that's a really important point that I hope we will touch on again in a moment. Because there's something I learned that has revolutionized the way I see other people, myself, and my own healing, and particularly people who've hurt me now and in the past and so on, is that to really heal, a lot of modalities talk about loving the part of the person that was bad or did the bad thing, or, you know, but what I learned recently that was so powerful is actually know you love their soul. because everyone has a soul, everyone has a heart. Then they have on top of that the ego, the identity that we all also have, that then does the bad things to other people. The soul doesn't do these things. There's this other part of us that then feels insecure and then hates and abuses and so on. But if you try and love that, it's not quite that. That's not quite what heals. For me, what has been revolutionary is when you heal because you love that person's soul. You see the true heart beyond all of the things that they've done, and that's what you love. So that's something that I think is very, very powerful. I'm just going to do a few comments because we've got some awesome stuff coming through. Helen says love is all around us. Yeah, there's another song. This, I mean, all the songs, right? All the songs. Sorry, that just song just came up as I was preparing to answer. Love is all around. Is that wet, wet, wet? Is it wet, wet, wet? I think so. Is that who sung that? I love that. Love is unconditional support, peace, and acceptance. I love it.
Yes.
Jimmy says that love is being open to greatness. Oh, I feel that. Open to our own greatness, Jim. Open to the greatness of other people. When you really love someone, you see their potential, I feel. Not even just their potential, but their true self, their heart, their soul, what was put into them before they came here, what
Yeah.
they're here to express their truth. I feel that that is absolutely love, to be able to see that in people. Jim says love is an expanse of the soul and spirit to
Spirit
shine through
design. The
gloom.
glue. Yes.
Jimmy,
Yes.
have you been Jimmy been doing his writing, Jimmy, about this topic? Because that feels like a very creatively, geniusly written line. Love is an expanse of the soul and spirit to shine through gloom. As I say that, I feel it and I see it.
Yeah.
And I love it. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy, for sharing that. Hello, darling. Hello, Hildegard. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, so let's go on to our next question. Verna, what is not love?
What is not love?
Yeah.
I think love is not taking, not love is not abusing others.
Mm,
For is love is not self-seeking.
mm.
It
Did you
is
hear
not
that?
self-seeking.
Gotta say that one more
Love
time. Love is not self
not
seeking.
self-seeking. No,
Really important that.
not self-seeking
Really
at all.
important. Mm,
Love is love is not um, just going after everything for yourself. It's all about we were put on this earth to love one another, to share, to sorry, to share,
mhm,
to give of ourselves. So love does not hold back. Love
mm,
gives. Love is a giver. You know, a giver gives. A giver want to see people excel. So
mm,
love does not want to just harbor everything for itself.
mhm,
No, love want to give. It want to expand. It want to grow. It want to just um, take over. It's like you have a tree, if I'd say a
mm,
tree, and you have all those roots going out, and
mhm,
you have the nourishment coming from the soil and bringing that nutrient up into the bark and up to the leaves and everything else, and you just see it bloom.
mhm.
That's what love is. Love is not something that want to make everything die.
Yeah.
Love wants to flourish. Love wants to
Ah,
grow. It's not something that brings you down and press you down. You
mm,
know, for example, when I was growing up
mm,
and I was sexually abused from age 5 till about
mhm,
12, 13. But I understood from my cousin it started younger than that, you know. To me, having the love of God that protected me, because
mm,
I could have ended up in the sanatorium, I could have ended up a prostitute, I could have ended up dead for that matter. So for
mm,
me, when I see someone who is doing something that we think that they shouldn't be doing, we are not judge. So love does not judge.
mm.
Yeah, we are not supposed to
Yeah.
judge because we don't know
Mhm,
what has happened, why that person is behaving that way, what is, what it is. But I had the sense at a very young age to decide I am not going to hate. I'm going to love.
Mm.
I'm going to love. I'm going to let love reign in me. I'm going to allow love to be the ingredient that take me forward, because I could hate. I could. But what would that do?
Mm.
Because all it's going to do is make me miserable and give the other person power over me. It's going to make me sad. And when you look at me, all you see is darkness. It's like Jimmy said, the
Mm.
soul. I felt that, the soul,
Mhm.
it brings the glow out of the gloom. And
Yeah.
that's what it is. So for me, what is not love? Love is joyful. It brings
Yeah.
joy. It brings peace. We can have so much more peace in the world if we learn to
Mhm. I love
love
it.
one another. Doesn't matter the color of our skin. Doesn't matter where we come from. Because you know what? Our food have different colors. We get
Mm.
different nutrients and minerals from the different colors of the food. So that tells me we need a colorful world.
Yeah.
Because we
Absolutely.
need to bring all those ingredients, we need to bring all those spices
Mm.
and form that great um that great world of knowledge, of influence, of everything, because we need one another. Those 10 fingers are not the same, and we cannot use them without the other.
Mm.
We need everything. So for me, love is expansive. Love is
Mm.
not something that seeks its own. Love gives. Love bring together.
That's beautiful. I would love to hear from other people watching what is not love in your eyes as well. Now, have you had any experiences in your life where you thought something was love? And then you're like, maybe that wasn't love. What was that really? I'm just going to tune into that as well. Sorry, excuse me. What is not love? So people in the comments while I'm doing my little tuning, let me know what you think. What is not love? To me, what is not love? Love is not control. Love is not manipulation. Love is not tit for tat. I give you this because you're going to give me this, and I want that from you because I gave you this. Love is not neediness. It's not, I need you to love me because I feel so incomplete without you. And I need you to make me feel good about myself. I need you to praise me. I need you to say nice things to me. That's not love. Love is not, love is not fear. There's no fear in love at all. Anytime you're in fear, you're not in a state of
Yeah.
love. What else is not love? Love is not anger and sort of it's not weak. There's a weakness to certain emotions. Love is not weak. What is not love? Love is not um love is not separation, individuality. Love is the whole. Love is oneness. Love is pure consciousness, the expanse, the connection that we all are. So, what is not love? I think one of the main lessons in my life around what is not love is it's not neediness and attachment for another person. It's not
Mm.
needing them to make you feel good about yourself. Not to say we don't like to feel good about ourselves and have people say nice things. That's also wonderful. But if you need it, it's not really a good place to be. Something you brought up, Verna, that I really resonated with as well is it really goes into the next question actually. So let's talk about that as well, around how love helps you heal, grow, and succeed. Because it's not just a fluffy thing, it's the force of
Yeah.
life, it's the force of creation, it's the force of healing. And there's some things you said that I really resonated with around, I went through challenges in my youngest years, and somehow I also didn't end up on the streets. I didn't end up putting drugs in my body every day, injecting stuff to numb the pain. I didn't ever end up actually, thankfully, in any kind of abusive relationships or anything like that. But I have my challenges, but I didn't end up like that. And I always ask myself, why? Because on paper, I should be screwed. On paper, I should be a wreck. And I'm not saying I'm perfect because believe me, I'm not. I have so many issues. But why am I not a wreck? Why did I not get wrecked? And the only answer I can give is exactly what you give, Verna. There was a love more powerful than me. I call it God, grace, my soul, what he gave me, that sustained me when I couldn't sustain myself. And I didn't try, it just did it. When I was a little child going through challenges, it kept me living it kept me living, it kept living me, it just kept going. That's love. And that's what still gives me strength, gives me courage, gives me courage to be my own true self, to handle all the challenges and to heal. So that thing has been with me, and that to me is pure love. And I believe we all have that within us. And I'm just going to, before we talk more about that topic, I've got a couple comments here. Helen, not love is being conditional, manipulating, and controlling. Exactly. Helen, did you write that after I said mine or before? Because you literally said the same word, but I know we have like the same brain in many ways. So but absolutely conditional love. I mean, I honestly, I don't think I really ever experienced a lot of unconditional love in my life. If I'm totally honest, I don't think I know what that is from other people. Wow, that's quite a bold statement. Is it true? I sense it might be. Love for me was always given when I did what I was told. It was given when I pleased people, was given when I, made other people feel okay. When I didn't do the things that didn't make other people feel okay. Love. And that's how I've learned to love myself, because the way you grow up being loved is how you will then learn to love yourself. And for most of us, it's dysfunctional. So I've learned now to judge myself every other second. You don't look good enough. You didn't do this right. You only love it. You're only worthy if you succeed, if you get this, if you get that. So I put all these conditions on my own love for myself. And then I probably do it to others as well, because it's part of my being now. Maybe I'm judging others, although I tend to be much better with for others than I do to myself. But it is that thing of like, I've created this map of the world of what love means, conditional love, based on what I grew up with, and then I'm living it out. But my journey has been to realize that that's not true, and so that's not how I want to experience love. So there's something else I just want to say about the healing power of love. But let's just go to Jim's comment. I don't do what love not as it's not. Jimmy, are you all right? Let's try that again. I'm trying to read Jimmy's comment. I do, darling, you might tell me out with this one. I don't do what love not as it's not a focus that helps me. It's not just me, but that just doesn't make any sense. Is that just me? Darling, I might need you to rephrase that for me. I don't do what.
I don't do what love, not as it's not a focus. Okay, so he don't do love. It's not that it's not a focus that helps him. Yeah, I don't do what love. So he don't do what love, not
Jimmy,
as
have you had wine this morning or
it's not
something?
a focus.
I was, thank you. Oh, here we go. Here we go. He said, I don't do what love is not, as it's not a focus that helped me. I think that's exactly what you just wrote, Jimmy. You literally just copied and pasted the same comment, but it's all good. We'll come back to that. It's
But
okay. I
at
still love
least I have
you.
an understanding.
I still love you, and you know what you mean, which is important, but we will definitely come back to that. But I just want to say one thing, Verna, about healing, the power of love to heal your wounds, whether they be emotional, psychological wounds or physical
Yeah,
wounds. And
yeah,
the thing that really sticks with me for this is there is an organization, a charity called Animal Aid India, and I watch them online sometimes. And they basically go out into the streets of India and take injured animals, loads of dogs, stray dogs, donkeys, cows, all sorts. Some, if you've ever been to India, you know that the majority of many of the streets just animals all over the place, loads of stray animals. They get hurt, they get very sick. And viewer discretion if you guys go and search for this, because some of what you see is horrible, really ill animals, really injured. And I'm like obsessed with dogs and stuff, so it really hurts me to watch it. But at the same time, if you had that animal in the UK or in a Western country, I tell you one thing, they would put it down. They would say, no, that animal's too far gone, too sick, too ill, too injured, done, dead. I tell you what they do over there. They take these animals who look like they should be dead and are that close to death. They have the most basic equipment, a little table, some water, some disinfectants, and some very basic medical care. And obviously, a few things a little bit more advanced, but generally very, very basic. And then that animal, over a period of time, few weeks, months, comes back to life like it was almost never injured. And do you know what the secret ingredient is? And if you watch the videos, you'll see why I say that. Love. They love those animals. They are with them every day, hugging them, playing them. You should just see the way they bathe them. Just washing this little dog whose skin is all coming off, and the love with which the people care for them and clean them and feed them and hug them and hold them. That is what heals them. And that to me is the power, the healing power of love. If it literally brings these animals back from the brink of death. Okay, sure, they don't save all of them, but some of them, if you watch it, you'd be like, wow, how did they bring that animal back? And in the West, we would have said, "Nah, too much money, dead, is done." But they don't do that. They try for every single one, and they give so much love, and it makes me cry every time I watch the videos because you just feel the love that they give. And it's the healing balm. It's the healing balm. It's the glue that brings us together. I
Yeah.
believe it's very, very, very powerful. And we underestimate it because when we try and heal, we try and do it intellectually. We try and do it on our own. We try and work it all out. We try and do a process. Sorry, choking on my words. But we take it to a very mechanical approach. But actually, to heal your wounds and your pains, maybe what you need is some love, some nurture, some care. I don't know. What do you think, Verna?
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. Love, as I said before, is the main ingredient. It is the main ingredient because I had to I had to learn how to love myself.
Mm,
Because when you learn to love yourself, you learn to love others. It's in loving yourself you understand what true love is.
mm.
You
Out of
can't
10.
love someone else before you love yourself.
So
You
out of
know,
10, how much do you say you love yourself
oh boy,
intuitively?
I love myself a whole lot.
I love it.
I love myself a whole lot.
And can you see a journey where you were at a lower number out of 10 to the higher? Can you see
Oh,
how that progressed?
yeah. Before it's like you said, you had to get somebody to tell you they love you. You had to
Mm,
get somebody to appreciate you, and you're looking for that from someone else. You're looking for that love from someone else. But
mm,
once I understood who I was created to be,
mm,
the being that I am supposed to be, the person that I'm supposed to be, the one that created me before the foundations of the earth. You know, the Bible is my book. I call it my encyclopedia. It has 66 books in there, and I can go into each and every one of them and find something that will uplift me.
mm,
And for me, as a young person growing up, I I remember there was this Pentecostal church not too far from where I live, and I remember as a young, very young, I was told that I didn't belong. I was the black sheep of the family. I was a bastard.
mm.
I'm laughing now, but those things were not something that I understood.
Yeah.
But I used those when I was told
Mm,
I couldn't become a nurse and I couldn't go to England and study. And they said it was over their dead body. I said, so be it. It's over your
wow.
dead body, then that's how it's going to happen, then that's what is going to happen. And it did. So not only is love powerful,
Mm,
but words,
mm,
words are powerful. Because when we speak those words, we either speaking them in love
mm,
or we speaking them with anger.
mm.
And you have to be careful what comes out of your mouth.
They
You
say
understand?
words, we spell a word because a word is a spell.
Yes.
And when you say it, it goes out and
It goes
creates.
out. You can't take it back. You cannot. It's not like something falling on the ground and you can pick it up. You cannot take back that word. So saying sorry doesn't cut it because
Mm,
it's gone. It's gone to the universe or whatever to fulfill what it needs to fulfill.
mm,
Now, The challenge is, do we have the understanding to say, hey, no, that's not me. That's not who I am. This is who I am. So you
Mm-mm.
have to counteract it with solid words, words that will bear good fruit. So that speaking those words in love is what has helped me. Is where when I was very low and I think, what's the point in living? What's the point of life? Do I really want to carry on? There was something deeper. It's like you said, how, where you could have been and where you are now is the same thing. There was something stronger and deeper on the inside. And the reason why people like yourself and me survive and is able to stand now and tell our story, there's a reason for it. Because not everybody has the strength, not everybody has the capacity to bear what we have borne, to come out of it. I remember at one stage I said, you know what? I am working in this sanatorium. I'm working here in the madhouse, but I will not be a patient here. I will not die in this marriage. You have got to, to get me out of here. And
Yeah.
that's the level you come in, the pain and the hurt that you feel. And you've got to dig deep. You have got to dig deep, because in digging deep is really finding yourself. When you find yourself and you come out, there is nothing, and there's only the love of God. The love of God is what holds on to you. To me, we have a guiding angels. I can tell you story upon story and story, and I sit back and I think, my God, you came through that. How did you do that? How did it happen? It just happened. Because there is a force deeper than you. There is something stronger than you. There is something that is on the inside of you that raises its head and then just takes you up from the depths from that valley and bring you up on the mountaintop. It's love. Love conquers everything.
And
Love
it
is the
really
bedrock
does.
of
It
everything.
is.
It's heal. It heals. Love is the healing, is the medicine.
Yeah.
As you said, when they take these animals and they look after them and they love them, love them, love them. It's like, in Miami, the School of Miami, where the young babies are. When you take a premature, the baby is born, and they leave that baby, don't touch that baby or anything like that. They don't get healed as fast as the baby that they touch every
That they
day and
touch.
they nurture.
Oh, oh, it's
That's
so important, Verna. It's so
it's so
important.
important.
We are meant
Touch.
to touch. We are meant to love.
We
We
are
are
meant
meant.
to touch.
We need it from the minute we come. That physical connection, spiritual
Yeah.
connection, emotional connection. Oh my God. Like with everything going so like, I'm going to get on my soapbox now and have a little rant. Give me like 10 seconds just to do this. Then we go back. But it's all digital. And look, I can still feel love with you on here through a screen. I felt love when you first commented on my post on LinkedIn, which is how we connected, because I just felt
Yeah.
your vibe, right? But not everyone is that sensitive. But also, people who haven't grown up with any sort of nurturing of their own energy and sensitivity, you're not feeling the connections that you would need over a screen. And so, just, we're going to lose a lot of that power if we don't have the emotional connections. But like you say, Verna, for babies, it's absolutely essential for
Mhm.
health, well-being, and growth. And I
Mhm.
just want to touch on, I mean, you said so much there that I'm just like, oh my God, I feel like I'm just being blessed with all the wonderful wisdom and I'm soaking it all up. And I want to talk so much about loads of it. But one thing that I will pick on is the last bit of this question around is about how love helps you succeed as well. And you mentioned about your story and journey of knowing who you are and going for that. Because that, I think, is also really what has kept me going and always kept me going, is I know who I am. I mean, there's layers to that, right? There's depth to that. But at the core, I've always had a sense of my own intuitive guidance of this is right for me and this isn't. This is my truth and this isn't. This is what I was born to be and this isn't. And so I've always been quite aware of that, and then I've had to make those choices. So for example, I've been in many situations where my parents are like, you should get married now, here's a husband, and I'm like, no thank you, that's not for me, that no, like that, no. And then, you should go here, and I'm like, don't want to go there. And so I've always had that barometer of my own soul guiding me, what I call God intuition, guiding me towards my truth. And I've had the courage, albeit very difficult in most cases, to say no, like you said earlier. No, I'm not doing that. You might shame me. You might reject me. You might judge me. You might kick me out. I then feel all the shame, all of that. But I cannot negate my truth. I cannot negate my soul. I cannot negate what I call God put in me. That's that. And do you know what? That's a hard path to walk. And that's the path of love, reverence, and dedication to your truth. Whether
Mm-hmm.
you say that comes from God, spirit, consciousness, energy, whatever, angel, whatever you want to say, there's something in you that's your truth. And true love is dedication and commitment to that truth. And that ain't easy. True love,
No,
I don't think
no,
it's an easy win. I
no,
don't think God's just like, have it, have some love. Yeah, you don't have to do anything for it. Just have it. I'll pour it all over you. No, you got to focus.
no,
You got to
no.
raise your bar in order to
It is,
access
yeah.
that level.
Yeah,
Mm,
and it's so true what you said is knowing your truth and speaking your truth. Because I remember when I got married the first time, I
mm,
knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, I should not have gotten married.
yeah.
You belong to a church, and you have to get married. I'm a worship leader, and you have to get married, and all these things we put on ourselves, and all these things we allow people to put on us,
Mm,
and yes, I was thinking about, getting older, children, and everything else. And I knew I should not have done it. But my auntie said, oh no, he's just jealous. When I leave, he will calm down. And I remember standing in front of the minister. It was a military wedding, and I'm
mm.
standing there. And the minister says, they ask you, do you take this man to be your lawful husband? But first of all, they asked my uncle, who do you give this woman to? And my uncle just stood there. I don't know.
Really? Oh
Who
God.
do you give this to? I don't know. I don't know. He's standing right. I don't know.
Wow.
Third time, who do you give this woman to? I don't know. Because my aunt told him he hit me the day before. Now I'm
Oh.
getting married the next day, and you hit me the day before. And you said, if you hit me back, I'll kill you. I mean, oh my goodness. You're thinking, what? Anyway, you should get married. You should get married. I had to go to the hair. Everybody marriage is something that is wonderful.
Uh,
I didn't go to the hairdresser. I didn't go get my nails done. I didn't get my makeup. I didn't get anything done.
wow.
And I just put my dress on and went to the church. And my uncle saw me and he was like, huh? Yeah. Because we had family coming from all over the world
Yeah.
to the wedding in Trinidad. And I got into the church, no makeup, no nothing. And he looked at me and he said, when I got to him, he said, what's this?
Mm.
You, you, you don't, this is not how you dress. I said, well, you're lucky I'm here. I'm only here because my auntie said I should be here.
Oh
And of
God.
course, the minister getting marrying us looked at me and he thought, well, what's going on here? And he said, do you take this man to be your husband? And I'm like, you know. And 3 times he asked me that question before I said yes. And I had to hit my uncle. No, I knew, but because I was doing it because other people say I should, when
Yeah.
I knew in my gut I should not, and I could have lost my life in that marriage. I got beaten with a baton because, as I said, he was in the army. I got pushed. I got into the street. I got my clothes ripped down. Really embarrassing stuff. And you're thinking, you cannot tell me when men want to do this or women want to do this to their partners, and then you want to tell me you love me? Do you
Mm,
understand what love is? So when we use that word love, let us use it with reverence. Let us understand the meaning of the word love.
mhm.
Because love, do I hate him? No. I don't. I forgive him. But do I want to be in his presence? Absolutely not.
Mm.
That doesn't mean I hate him,
Mm.
but I just don't want to be in his presence. I remember once saying to him, the next time you hit me, your hand will remain in the air and you will never touch another woman.
Mm.
That's how strong I felt. And
Mm.
that's how strong I felt. The prayer that I would make it happen. That's love because I'm loving me. I have
Yeah.
to love you. And if you don't love you, who will love you? Who
Mm.
will? God
Absolutely.
first loved us and He gave us that. He created us in love.
Yeah.
But we have got to love ourselves. It's not selfish
Mm.
to not love yourself.
It's
You have got to
self-care.
love yourself.
Yeah.
It's self-care.
You know, I'm
And I'm
really sorry.
and I had to get away. I had to get away and I just prayed. What is prayer? Prayer is like me and you speaking right now.
Mm.
We are talking, and that is prayer because what we speak come forth. And that's why we're speaking about the power of love because love is everything. To me, love is everything. And I just remember one day saying to God, you know what? You said in your word that if my mother and my father forsake me, you will take me up. You said in your word, my cares are forever before you. You have carved me in the palm of your hands.
Mm.
Right now, I need you to get me out of here. I need to get away because I'm not dying and I'm not going mental.
Mm.
Neither of those two things are happening. And
Mm.
I need to be a safe distance. And that happened.
There's a line from Wayne Dyer. I don't know if he necessarily came up with it, but he said, "Let go and let God." And there's another spiritual teaching from someone called Muji, and he in this video says it so beautifully. A guy asks him, "I've run out of moves. I've run out of moves. I'm trying everything in my life to make this fix this, but I've run out of moves." And he goes, "When you run out of moves, then God moves." And that's it. Get out of your own way, this ego, this idea that it's me and I've got to. No, you are held, you are supported, you are loved. Something created you. Come on, look at the magic of your existence, that I don't even understand how we are here. Statistically, we shouldn't be here. How does this work? Oh my God, all of this. And so when you really inquire into those questions, to me personally, it just takes me to that root of, like you say, that reverence, that surrender to something greater than myself.
Yeah.
And that knowing that it's got you, and it designed you very purposefully. And this
Hmm.
is a journey that I'm really going into more deeply just over the last few days, really, about is this self-love thing. Because I do struggle with that. I love love and I love loving, but at the same time, and I know I'm very sensitive, but I actually struggle with that. It's the kind of thing where I have a friend who'd be like, "Love you," and I'm like, "Yeah, bye, chat to you later." So I'm like, I can't say the words because I didn't grow up with that. And to me, in my egoic conditioning, love equals pain, which is not the truth, but that's what I learned is love is pain. You get love, then it gets taken from you, and anytime you want it, it's going to be painful. There's all sorts of entanglements there, which I learned, but that sort of journey towards self-love has just started to take another level for me, and it's really about that word you used earlier about wholeness. Can I accept the fact that I'm actually really sensitive, even though I don't like to show it? Can I accept the fact that I feel deeply everything, and I hate that, and I'm like, can I let that be? Can I accept the fact that, sometimes if I will get down, I will feel really down. But then when I get high, I'm like really high. I'm like, yeah. Can I accept that sometimes I'm so confident and so loving myself and life, and sometimes I'm not? Can I accept my flaws? Can I accept my insecurities? Can I accept my weaknesses? All of that I've pushed away. And they say what you resist persists. And so for me, the journey of self-love is it's not trying to fix any of that, it's not judging any of that, it's actually integration. I know Carl Jung talks about integration of the ego and all these bits of you, which I don't fully understand, but I'm starting to explore. But for me, it's bring it all in. Love is allowing it all in. I can
Hmm.
hold all of it because love is everything. Love transcends time and space. That's something I was thinking about last night. I don't know if anyone's watched the movie Interstellar. Have you seen Interstellar?
No, I haven't.
Basically, she talks about how love is the only force that transcends time and space, because I can love someone who's not even in existence physically anymore, maybe
Mhm.
passed away. I can love someone from 20 years ago. I can still love them now. I can love someone who's in another country. I can love someone who, I don't know, like it goes beyond all the boundaries of what we think to be real. All the other laws of existence fit into the physical world, and time and space and gravity and whatever and attraction, and but what is it about love that transcends all? And that's what, to me, the crux of it is. That's what love is. It's a powerful force. And
It
so
is.
when you align yourself with that, whoa, get ready.
It
Get
is.
ready,
It
right?
is. Yeah,
It's
it
amazing.
transports you. It transports you
Yeah.
to another place. It
Yeah.
just, and that's why, when you think about people come into your life for a reason. We
Mm.
have different seasons.
Mhm.
Seasons come, seasons go. They bring their different nutrients
Yeah.
to feed our bodies
Mhm.
and to feed the earth. It's the same thing. People come into your life for a reason and a
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
Sometimes we want to hold on to certain things and we just have to let it go. We have to let it go, because when we let go, that's when sometimes other things are able to come, other people are able to come. So you talk about, how love helped me to heal and succeed.
Mm.
I got surrounded by a group of people that helped me, because when I walked away, I only had £5 and a suit. No, sorry, £100 in a suitcase. I had that £5 came because I was speaking to one of my cousins, and I was saying, when I was younger and I had to leave my grandmother because of these abuse,
Mm.
and I could see it was going to go on. I had to remove myself, and I went to a neighbor and I said, "Can I have $5 and a 5 roses bag?" 5 roses bag, just to pack a few things in that 5 roses bag and head back to St. George's to my
Mm.
great grand aunt. That's where
Mm.
that $5 came. And to think about it, I got married and I had to walk away with £100 and a suitcase. You
Wow.
understand? And start all over again. So
And
when
so,
put people in place to love you, to honor you, to cherish you, and
yeah.
they helped me, and I was able to go back, study
Mm.
travel and tourism, studied to become a therapist, holistic therapy,
Mm.
then worked on cruise liners, then go back to university and get my degree in international spa management.
Mm.
So when we think, it's still love around you, because he's going to place the people around you. He's going
And
to
it,
put that love to
yeah.
shelter you. That
And
is
you have to
everything.
be able to receive. I think that's a big thing for me as well. As I personally, I'm very bad at receiving love in many forms, whether that's someone helping me out, giving me a bit of time, or actually being like, I love you, or other forms of expressions. Some forms I'm great with, but there are definitely certain forms of expressions of love that I do struggle with. But that's for me to explore on my own journey. I'm just conscious of how long we've been going, and there's one topic. Firstly, I'd love to hear from anybody else in the comments, and whether you watch this live or you watch this later, you know, have a little reflection, because I think it's also important to reflect on this question. With these questions
Mhm.
aren't just like random questions; they have purpose and meaning. Because when you actually take time to stop and reflect and say, actually, yeah, when I had that really bad time, what did get me through it? When I had that challenge, or when I really succeeded, where was love in that scenario? What was I experiencing? Because you have to reflect on it to really understand it, hold it, and integrate it, and then allow yourself to experience more of it. But if you're just
Mhm.
racing through life, never taking time to stop and reflect, then you're missing all the gold, you're missing all the lessons, you're missing all the treasures that are constantly being given to you. Because once you actually reflect, you'll be able to know more of it, do more of it, experience more of it.
Yeah.
So I want to just approach one question with you, Verna, in particular, because as we are on LinkedIn as well, where does love fit into the workplace? Now, look, we don't have a lot of time. I'm happy to overrun a little bit, but I know that people, we said we'd be an
Mhm.
hour, and I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever done a live stream and actually kept it to time. Um, but conscious that people may want to go, but I would like to just touch on this. Obviously, you can all come back and watch this later anyway, because it will remain
Mhm.
on the platforms. But love in the workplace, I just want to give a little preamble to this. First of all, foremost, we talk about, oh, I'd love to do this, I'd love to do that project, I'd love to, and we use the word, we throw it around. But what really comes to me when I think about love in the workplace is a couple of things. Firstly, connection between human beings and ability to experience true love between your colleagues. Because the misunderstanding, right? The love is only fluffy, fluffy. No, it's not. It's a deep connection with another person that you can have with anyone if you really want to cultivate it. But also there's this idea of like loving what you do, because there's this whole thing around, oh, do what you love, do a job you love, and people are like, I can't, I've got to pay my bills. For me, that's a big miscalculation, is the word that comes to my mind. That's a miscalculation. You've just done yourself out of something that's much more important, and that will pay your bills later if you're willing to go with that truth.
Yeah.
Um, so this idea of doing what you love, what does it mean to love what you do? To me, that's that excitement, that outpouring. It comes naturally to me. I love doing this because I just love it. I don't do it for anything other than because I love it, and we think that doing what you love is a luxury. I think it's a necessity now more than ever, that people reflect and say, what do I actually love doing? Do I love accounts? Do I love marketing? Do I love working with people? Do I love leadership? Do I love charity? Do I love retail? There's so much out there. Do I love running my own business? And having the guts to say, what makes my heart come alive, what puts me in a state of flow, what comes naturally to me, what are my gifts, because you were given gifts to bring them to the earth. And so you're doing everyone a disservice by not doing what you love, because what you love is what you're gifted in. And so we're so afraid to ask that question. Oh, you haven't got time to do what you love because you've got bills to pay. That is a huge error in my view. We've got to take a chance to say, what do I actually love? And then am I actually willing to go for it? And then also there's the aspect of love in terms of connection and relationships and empathy and compassion in the workplace. It's not just about money and process and nonsense. It's about humans coming together to create something. And love is a creative force. It's a very powerful creative force. So there's a lot to be done there. Verna, just talk to me. What's coming up for you around this topic?
I think it's very important. I remember when I had my own business, just the way that I wanted to feel, I made sure my staff was able to feel the same thing. So I
Mm,
shared with them. I shared with them what it took to run a business. I shared with them what it costs to run the business. Even before the door is open, what are the bills we need to pay, so that they understood that they were
mhm,
not just working for me, but they were working for themselves.
mhm,
Now, most times somebody asks me, why would you share that with them? Because they need to know. Otherwise, how will we grow if they don't know what it
mm,
is the business is all about?
mhm,
And in most cases, people do, as you say, people do jobs. It's not something they love. It's just a job. I am
mhm.
just coming here to do this between this
Yep,
time and that
yep.
time, and I go home and I forget it. And time again, you see that. So why should I employ you
Mm,
if you don't love what you're doing?
yeah.
If you're not doing it out of love, if you're not doing it out of growth, if you're
Mhm,
not doing it out to see your colleague expand,
mhm,
if you're not doing it out to see somebody else come into the business. I think most people couldn't understand that, why I was like that. But I guess it's because when you go through things,
mhm,
when you've been through the storm and you've been through the fire and you've been refined, then you understand what it takes. It takes love to run a company. It takes love because you have to have the right people there to help your company to grow. It's not just about putting the money in, because without the people, the right people in place,
mm,
the growth will not come. And to encourage, so I think to encourage love in the workplace, it means there is harmony, that
yeah.
harmonizing, that coming together. Not everybody will gel. There are some people who will work, and then find out who works better together and
Mhm,
put them in the same team or whatever the case might be. Just,
mm,
just do a little bit more investigation and find out What does that person love doing? So that's one of the other things I used to do. What do you enjoy? What do you love doing? And give them that position, because there's no point in putting somebody to design something when they have no love for design. They will do it, but they have no love, no joy. So what's
Hmm.
going to come out? Lackluster. There is no
Hmm.
love in it, so nothing is going to come out. It won't produce anything. When it what you do see, you're thinking, what's there?
Yeah.
I don't see anything there.
Yeah.
So it's so
Yeah.
important. Having love in the workplace, I think, is key to the growth and the development of the organization. That's in my view.
I love it so much. I absolutely agree. I couldn't agree more. And you look at how many people do amazing things in the world, and we say, "Oh, why did they create something so amazing?" And it's because they loved what they were doing. They were doing what they loved, because it is the force of creativity, innovation. It's the glue that brings people together. It's so much more than this fluffy thing that we think it is. And absolutely, loving the workplace, I think, is something we should aspire to. I love what you said about leaders. If you're a leader, you should be learning about how to bring love into the workplace, and how to help people gel, like you said, and to know what people love doing, and getting them more opportunity to do that is so, so important, because they will then flourish and everyone will then benefit. I've got a couple comments, and then we may need to start looking at closing. But even though I could talk about this forever, Helen said, "Love has helped me grow into my authentic self, to build my confidence that who I am is exactly who I am supposed to be." I love that.
Man, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Who I am is exactly who I'm
Who I'm
supposed
meant to
to
be.
be. I'm going to
Exactly.
write that down and
Yeah.
stick it on
You
my own
can't,
face
you
because
can't be
I need.
anybody else. You can't, so many times we want to measure up to somebody else. But what we have got to remember, their story is not our story. And Helen is so right. Your
Yeah.
authentic self, your authenticity.
Mm,
That's it. That's who you were meant to be. So
exactly.
I can't be a Michael Jordan because I have no clue about basketball. I can't be a Michael Jackson because I don't know how to do the moonwalk. I will try,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to do that. You just have to be authentically you.
Mm.
And that's it. And Helen is right.
Um. Oh, something just came to me that. Oh yeah, there was a. I was watching a clip the other day, and he said something along the lines of, I'm gonna completely ruin it because I always do this when I try and remember a profound quote, and then when it comes out of my mouth, it's just not so good. But hopefully you get the essence of it. But the essence of it was, if you say that you're flawed or unworthy, and you don't like parts of yourself, then what you're saying is that God, again, replace that word as you wish, God makes junk, and God does not make junk.
No,
Does not make
no,
junk. The ultimate
absolutely
creator.
not.
Look at this planet. Look at this universe. Look at every flower. Look at every blade of grass. Breathe in that air. Look at the ants. Look at the elephants. Oh my God. Look at the universe. And he put you here just as you are, every single detail carefully placed. So, can you love that? That's my journey personally that I'm still working on, but I can see that that is the power of this in
Yeah,
self
you
love
are
and
fearfully
wholeness.
and wonderfully made.
Did you? I don't, what? Okay, weird synchronicities from the universe now, because oh my God, of all the verses and lines that you could have picked, that is actually one that my friend posted on one of my Instagram posts the other day, where I was talking about how I beat myself up a lot because I'm not achieving. I have to do, I have to create, I have to something. I am what I do. My value is in what I do, not in inherently who I am. And she actually put that exact line in the comment, and I loved it. And now you're saying it to me. So obviously, someone wants to me to get that message very clearly. But I love it. It's beautiful. Helen is going to have to shoot. Thank you, darling, for joining us. Thank you for sharing. She says, I've enjoyed spending this time with you. We enjoyed having you. Lots of love to you too, my sweet. And I will speak to you soon. And yeah, I mean, hey, look, like I said, we can talk about this till the cows come home, as they say. But why don't we look at wrapping up? And I would like, Verna, for you to share just some tips for people about how they can experience more love in their lives.
Oh, how can you experience more love in your life?
Mm.
for me is doing what makes you feel joyful.
Mhm.
Loving yourself, number one. It is not wrong to love yourself. You cannot love yourself if you don't, cannot love anybody if you don't love yourself. It is not being selfish. I mean, you mentioned it before, Pinky, is self love. Being a little bit more compassionate towards you, having a little bit more empathy towards you, loving others, being a giver. Give and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over.
Mm.
You don't give, you give from the running over because it's overflowing. So you give from your overflow. You don't give when your cup is half empty because then what you're doing is emptying yourself.
Yep.
But you give from that overflow. As it overflows, you give. And as you give, it comes back. You give, it comes back. So never think when you give, you're not going to get. But you don't do it like that. You don't give because you want to get back something back. You give because is what we were designed to do.
Mhm.
We were designed to be givers. We were put here to serve one another. So do the service that you were meant to be. Be the and this word servant as well. Somebody said to me one time, "Oh, something about servitude. Oh, I'm not subservient. I was subservient." They didn't say it in that word, but that's what I got. You are subservient, and I'm
Mm.
thinking, excuse me.
Mm.
So think about
Mm.
what it is when somebody says something to you and
Mm.
you're thinking, how can I bring more of this in my life and make my life more colorful and make my life more joyful? Just give. Give from your overflow. Invite all the things that will make you shine. I always say to myself, I want to be that light on the hill that shines in the darkness.
Mhm.
I don't want to be under a bushel. I don't want anything to cover me up. I want to shine in the darkness. Bring that into your life.
I love it. Fantastic. Thank you. I will see if anything is coming through for me on that. How can we experience more love in our lives? I think taking some silence, some introspection, some time to really reflect on yourself, to get in touch with your own guidance, wisdom, intuition. I think that that will have a lot of answers for you, because I think this is the other thing I realize is that everyone is on a unique journey. And so what I need might not be what you need might not be what I need, or whatever, whatever. So, always go with what resonates with your heart. So some of those wonderful things there we've just heard from Verna, go with what resonates with your heart, go with what feels true for you. But there are some things there that I think are just absolutely unspeakable, sorry, unequivocal truths that I would agree with. There is that, give when you can't take any more, give. I think just serving others, taking attention off yourself, like we said earlier, Verna, you put so beautifully that love is not self-serving. So the minute you are worried about yourself, thinking about yourself, worrying about your issues and your how you feel in your life and blah 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 blah. All right, stop, turn away, look at someone else. Can you serve someone? Can you help someone? Can you be kind to someone? Can you spend time with someone? Can you give to someone? Because I'm sure there will always be a scenario where you can, even if it's just smiling at someone on the street. The other thing I think about love, to invite more of it in, and particularly with lockdown and with virtual working, is don't let yourself become lonely, because that will cut off love. I think that whilst we can experience huge amounts of love within ourselves, with connection with our soul and with our creator, whatever you want to call it, I think that the reason we live in a world with other people and with animals and with plants and with nature is because that reflects love back to us twofold, tenfold, amplifies it. So if you have got into a rut of being quite alone. Don't let that be your way. Get out there, meet people, be in nature, be with animals, whatever it is, connect with people deeply. I think that would be a key way to bring love back into your life. By the way, if anyone who hasn't watched me before wonders why I always start closing my eyes, Verna, I don't think I warned you either. I just do it. Whenever I do something intuitively, I have to cut off all my senses so that I can really get a true flow coming through. Maybe
That's
I'll learn
fine.
one day not to do that.
Mhm. No,
Might look a bit weird for people. Like, why is she sleeping? What's she doing? Sleep talking?
no,
Um,
it's
but yeah,
important. I think you need to get intuitive.
yeah.
You know,
And
you
for
need
me, I
that
have
you need
to,
that intuition, and sometimes I
yeah.
close my eyes, not all the time, but
Mm,
sometimes I close my eyes as well.
mm,
You do it a little bit more than I do, but
mm.
but
I
that's
just sit the
where
whole time, my eyes closed. I'll just talk to you the whole time. Hey, Verna,
yeah.
how you doing? Yeah, like,
But that's where everything is coming from, because you have to look within.
yeah,
It's within, and as you look within, then everything comes up. It bubbles up. So you have to look within. If you think about,
exactly.
it's like going to a spring, and the spring is bubbling. It keep
Mm,
coming
mm,
up,
yeah,
bubbling. That's what
yeah.
it is. So
That is
yeah.
it. It does come that to me that's love too, right? Your inner
Hmm.
wisdom that's coming through. And
Yeah.
so take time to connect with that. Stop looking out there. It's not out there. Nothing you're seeking is really out there. Although I know I just
Mm.
said connect with people, but really that's a reflection back to you. But so much is inside
It's
you.
within. Hmm.
Um and so taking time to connect with yourself, I think, is really important. So that was our last question. We've overrun a little bit, of course, because that's just what I do, and it's okay, right? Because time doesn't exist really, apparently, anyway. But it's been wonderful. I know I could talk for so much longer to you, Verna, about this, and I love listening to you because, like, my soul hears you, like you have the energy of your voice carries so much wisdom, and I really appreciate that. And I hope everyone watching has also experienced that because that is rare. Not everyone can speak with such eloquence and depth and like I feel like the old soul, right? The old wise soul is like speaking. It's like, listen, take the wisdom. So, it's rare and it's beautiful and I love it. And I thank you so much for sharing it with us and with me. Thank you for being here. And thank you everybody who's watched today or later on. And if you want to put your things into the comments as well, responses after if you watch this later because we would still love to read them. Any closing words from you, Verna?
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to share this space with you. And I think there could be a part two on the power of love, because this is a topic that we can talk about, oh gosh, into eternity. Because
Absolutely.
it's such a powerful topic, it's such a powerful word. And it's just understanding, and if somebody out there, if we could touch just one person out there who is thinking, what love have to do with anything, like I did when I heard Tina Turner, what love have to do with anything? No matter what you're going through, no
Mm,
matter where you are right now, know that love conquers all. Just open your heart. Just open your heart. Whatever is in there, if there is any bitterness, if there is any unforgiveness, anything at all that is holding you back, that is stopping you from progressing, today is a day that you just need to let go.
mm,
Today is a day that you just need to invite the higher being in. Today is a day which is you're being reborn, the rebirth, the
mm,
rebirthing of you, because you have something that the world needs. You have something that you should not leave this earth until you let it go. I just like you this morning with Wayne Dyer when he says "Let it go." I had that on before as well.
you,
How we think alike. I'm not sure
right?
how we have that connection, but I had that on this morning. Just let go.
Yeah.
Let it go. What's the song say? Let it go, wherever
Oh,
it
that's
goes.
Frozen. I've
Yeah,
not watched Frozen,
Frozen.
but something
Just
like that. Let it go,
yeah,
let it
just let
go.
it go, because there is something better. There is something better there for you. There is something waiting to
Oh,
enter.
I just got another one. I have to say it. I remember this. Uh, when God asks you to put something down, it's because He's asking you to pick up. He's gonna give you something. He's asking you to pick up something better.
Yes.
Just had to put that in there.
Yes.
Let it go, because
Yeah.
something better is coming.
Yes.
Sorry,
That's
I
it.
cut your flow. Sorry,
No, no, no,
sorry.
that's fine. That's not. I just want them to know. I say if you're listening, or if you know someone struggling,
Mm,
we are just here to embrace you. We are just here to love you. And if you feel you need someone to speak to, if any of us resonate with you, whether it's Pinky or myself, that you want to have a word with, feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn or give us a
mm,
call, whatever it is. But we want to just impart what has been given to us to
yeah.
you, to help you to take your power back, to help you to build that resilience that you need, because no man is an island. We all need one another. We need that interconnection. We need it.
Mm,
So if you're listening to us this morning, um, just open up your heart and just receive what
mm.
God wants for you today. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Verna.
for
And
having me.
you're very welcome. Thank you so much for joining me and all of us. And you just inspired. One last quote that I will share with you before we sign off by Ram Dass, very linked to what Verna just said. No one is an island, but the quote is, "We're all just walking each other home." And I think that that
Wow.
really sums it up. We're all just walking each other home. So we're here to walk you home as well if you need, absolutely. All right, darling. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody who's joined us. And we're going to sign off now. Wish you all a wonderful rest of your Tuesday or whenever you watch this. Take good care. And I'm sure we will be online again soon. Bye.
Bye.